do if you knew you could not fail? If you could have, be, or do anything without any limitations, what would that be? Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, I'm going to talk to you tonight about the 3 keys I believe are the keys to manifesting your desires. What I believe the first key to manifesting your desire is to set a clear, concise intention. Back in 1987, I went to a workshop and they asked me to write down 50 things that I wanted to achieve in my lifetime. When I finished, I knew I had left off something very important. I'd always wanted to be a flight attendant. I didn't even put it on the list. Why? Because I was afraid. At the time, I was a single parent. So how could I even consider doing this? But then I thought, I don't want to wake up when I'm old and wonder why I didn't at least try. So the next day, I applied for American Airlines. I decided what it was that I desired, and then I set a clear, concise intention. Do you have clear desires? Do you know what feeds your soul? Do you know what brings you joy? When we find our passion in life, what feeds our soul and what brings us joy, we show up differently in the world. We make different choices. Jack Canfield, author of The Secret of the Soul, is quoted as saying, "When I pet my cat, I'm in a state of joy. When I walk in nature, I'm in a state of joy." So I constantly put myself in that state. And when I do, all I have to do is set an intention for what I want and what I want to manifest. Very powerful words. So that brings us to the second key to manifesting your desires. What do you want your life to look like? Sit down and write down what you want your life to look like in every area. And then consider making an ideal scene for each one of those areas. For example, if you wanted to go on vacation to a special beach or an exotic island, what would an ideal scene at that beach look like? Give it a vivid description. Use your senses. What would it feel like? What would you see and hear and smell and taste? Really put yourself in that ideal scene. For example, I am now on the beach of Hawaii. I am looking at this gorgeous red and orange sunset. I'm listening to the waves. I am smelling an orchid laying around my neck. Really put yourself there. Really use those vivid descriptive words and use all your senses and evoke that emotion. And that brings us to the third key to manifesting your desires, emotion. Emotion is the energy that gives those words power. And there are lots of different ways we can evoke emotion. For me, it's pictures. And I had a vision board, which I did not bring tonight. I left it at home. So just imagine that there's a vision board here, and it's a very unique vision board because it has my picture in the middle, and then it has pictures of places all over the world that I wanted to go. And also take note at the top. What I had was, I, Debbie Cohn, am now an international flight attendant with American Airlines flying all over the world. And I put that vision board out where I could see it several times during the day. And I would read those words and listen to the things that I had imagined would happen, places I would go. I would evoke emotion. And I got excited. And guess what? I got hired as a flight attendant with American Airlines. Yes! But I found out in order to be an international flight attendant, I had to have a second language. Or I had to be with a company 20 to 25 years. I didn't have those. And if somebody had told me earlier what the requirements were to be an international flight attendant, I would have said, no way. That's impossible for me. I wouldn't have put it on my vision board. However, I have a secret. The universe works in mysterious ways. And never underestimate what happens when you set an intention. With an incredible and unbelievable chain of events, within 2 weeks, I was drafted as an international flight attendant with American in Washington, D.C. Within a few months, I was transferred down to Raleigh, North Carolina to be with my family, and I was flying all over the world. It really happened. It really happened. Intention, choice of words, emotion. I've shared with you what I believe are the 3 keys to manifesting your desires. And now that I've shared with you my personal story, I'll ask you again, what would you do if you knew you could not fail?